So I have been reselling here for about 3 months and I'm moving in about 6 weeks. So I'll be here for a total of 4.5 months. I do not plan on moving any of this inventory with me. I'm just planning on moving the equipment to my new space April 1st. In today's video, I'm gonna go over my plan to get that done. As you remember, about 2 months ago, I bought 30,000 pairs of Kariyama shoes. The reason why I moved into this new space is because I had a whole bunch of different deals come in for inventory. So far in this new space, I've purchased over 500 pallets of clothing and shoes. And I have around 70 left. So I actually think that these 70 pallets will not last me all the way to April 1st. So I'm actually gonna get 2 more truckloads in. And truckloads are between 26 and 30 pallets of different things. And I've had a lot more success buying by the truckload than smaller orders because it comes in the full gamut of everything. So as an example, you can still see that we still have the most of size 8 and size 9 of Kariyama because those were the most returns. Returns are my favorite thing to buy, although they require a lot more processing. So everybody wants easy. Easy is stuff that's like brand new, sealed. But if you're buying overstock, you're just getting extra small, 4XL, yellow, orange, the stuff that people don't really want. With returns, you get everything except for it just requires an insane amount of manpower to open up every single box, check the condition, throw away ones that suck, do the quality control. And that kind of gets me into my topic that I want to talk about today, which is like, resellers are either urgent, like they do things quickly, or they're accurate and they do things accurately. It's really hard to do both, like be fast and make no mistakes. Right now, I'm currently operating at about a 0.5% problem rate. And I was just thinking about how do I help people become more accurate and reduce the number of customer issues? And I was talking to my videographer about archery, and she was saying that the best archers do the same process every single time and nothing else. And for me to go from a 0.5% defect rate to an even lower rate, I have to have perfect customer experience. So everything is shipped exactly the same way. All of our customer service is handled exactly the same way. It comes in, it gets sorted the exact same way. That's how I reduce these defects all the way to 0. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far, but to get to that extra level, you want to reduce the variance as much as possible. So that being said, this accuracy thing is huge. Urgency is huge. There's so many people that are really not that urgent. So like as I'm hiring people here, I really want people who are urgent and they get stuff done right away. Stuff comes in, there's like a pace. So if you've ever worked at a restaurant like a Starbucks or a Subway or a Chipotle, where it's required to do things quickly, those people fit in really well here because that sense of urgency has already been taught by a different company. So I guess my question for everybody is, can you actually teach that? Or is this just something that's ingrained in the person? Like these pallets come in and it's pretty insane. Sometimes they can be double stacked, sometimes they can't, but the actual processing is absolutely insane. We check every single pair to make sure both shoes are there. We have a quality control rubric that we follow for every single shoe. Right here, these are the shoes that have problems. It's probably around 5% of shoes are the wrong size, 2 left feet, 2 right feet. They are overly worn, they're damaged. So like, me going through and removing these types of shoes and products from my streams has really reduced the number of customer errors. It's not really worth it, right? All these, if I just sold every single thing, is it worth it having all these problems when all of these orders are good? So like all these good orders, but if you have all these bad orders, it kind of ruins your reputation. So you have to be sure to really focus on quality control when you're doing this. So this whole space, it was pretty much double stacked from front to the end, but it's actually clearing out a lot. This space will be just only these racks, probably in around, I would say around a month. This will be pretty much empty. So I'm pretty excited because moving over, I actually think I can move from this space to my new space in just 1 day. I only have so much equipment. I feel like I'm pretty lean, so we don't have too much extra stuff. We just have racks and shipping tables. So when all the inventory is gone, moving over hopefully is just calling the moving company 1 day. All right, guys, so this is kind of an interesting point. How fast do you actually sell through your items? So for us, we're moving almost 1 semi-truck worth of inventory every single week. So we're moving in about 6 weeks and we have probably like 4 or 5 truckloads worth of stuff left. So as I'm preparing to move, I actually know how long items take to process. So it's kind of like a queue versus a death pile. I don't really have items here that we don't list or sell. Everything gets mixed in and the variety really helps keep prices high because if you're selling the same thing over and over and over again, you actually saturate your own market. So it's really important to keep the variety high. I'm now going to switch over to these Gaylords. I'm going to try to switch the USPS 7-ton truck, which is different than the 2-ton truck that picks up. The post office actually provides these boxes and the plastic pallets. So I'm excited if we have stuff that can be piled onto a pallet like that and stacked and then wrapped with shrink wrap, we'll do it that way. But the small bags have to be bagged and thrown into here because we were using those burlap sacks, but honestly, those get really heavy and they have to deliver those sacks every single week and it's kind of getting old. It's actually easier for them to just pick up the pallet, and at the post office, they actually just dump them into the machines that process these. So really important when you're processing volume to make sure all labels are really perfect, because it's really easy for packages to get torn when there's this much weight on top of it. So really, really important to try to keep defects low, to just do everything exactly the same way. So I'm working on making all my processes exactly the same. As you guys know, I have 2 warehouses, right? So at the Oakland warehouse, which we're gonna visit soon, everything, it looks exactly like this one. So I got this really unique experience of being able to do A/B testing, just not on purpose, but I had 2 locations because one location was too small and I wanted to try different configurations. So if you guys have watched a couple of videos over here, I've actually been in 6 different units, testing different shapes, sizes, spaces to see what's easiest to do. So when I get my new warehouse, I already have a good idea of what I want the layout to look like. So as you're moving from your house to your storage unit, or from storage unit to small warehouse, or from smaller warehouse to bigger warehouse, I don't think it really even ends. I was just talking to a CEO that started in his garage, actually kitchen, then his garage, then a storage unit, then a small warehouse, big warehouse, and now that guy has 1 million square feet. So it just keeps kind of going and growing. I think that if you're hiring good people and have clear processes, it can continue to scale as long as you just add in more SKUs that are good. So Carrie, you must do well for me if I'm adding in dresses, or I'm adding in snowsuits, or I'm adding in skirts, jeans, athleisure. All those different components allow me to grow, because I don't think you could just grow selling the exact same thing. That's something that a lot of resellers deal with, is they kind of flood their own market by just only sourcing one thing in one category. So what you want to do is stay in one category, but have as many SKUs as possible within that. So for us, selling shoes, dresses, jackets, outerwear, sweaters is all very similar. So I have a wide variety, but only one way of doing it. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. Until next time, make progress daily.